What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bag Talk. Today is the grand finale of the companies that you need to be investing into if you want to get wealthy for the upcoming future. This is a time period where everything is discounted, and we were trying to give you guys the gems so you know what stocks to get into that are about to blow up as soon as the market recovers. So without further ado, Nufi, let's kick it off. And I'm telling y'all right now, this is the best one yet.
Yeah, nah, no pressure. But basically, we're gonna share a bunch of links with you guys as always, and you can have everything in the description below. But we're gonna go one by one, right? So I'll start off with one sector / industry that Raw is gonna carry forward, etc., etc. But let me share my screen to kick it off, right? So the first thing we want to talk about is 6G. So guys, you guys have to think about it, right? It's not that advanced when it comes to 6G. It's just a better version than 5G, which was a better version than 4G, right? And that's how this whole thing processes. So I was looking into it. I was just trying to do some research around exactly how things work, but it literally kind of says it. Naturally, we expect 6G networks to use higher frequency than 5G networks and provide substantially higher capacity and much lower latency, right? And then when you think about it right here, in terms of frequency, 6G elevates from 5G. So once again, right, it's better. And that's why companies are going to actually put a lot of money in 6G. It's faster speed, right? Huge capacity over short distances. That's only going to help what we're trying to do. And this is what made me research even more when I got into this. It's providing benefits such as improved access to AI capabilities. So if you think about it, we talked about this before, like how artificial intelligence is going to be a huge part of the future. But then when you actually look into other links, I saw something else that made me think, okay, is this really true? It really is true. So 6G networks are expected to provide more diverse capabilities than before and are more likely to support applications beyond just current apps, right? Such as AR and VR, so virtual and augmented reality and the Internet of Things. So if you guys think about it, Internet of Things is only taking over, right? That's where we're transitioning towards. So 6G is going to help make that transition easier and faster. Companies to look at when you think about it, Samsung has been doing a lot of research on 6G, right? Verizon, Cisco, those are all companies that you think about when you're thinking 6G. I'm not going to say you should invest in them, but that's a lot of energy being put towards this space. So that's something you could check out. But that's just one industry / one sector to think about when you're thinking at the future.
Yeah, for sure. That one's dope. This one's even doper in my opinion. This one's crazy, bro. ChatGPT. So it's been making a lot of noise in the industry lately, ChatGPT, and it's an extension of OpenAI. And I prepared like a whole lot of notes for everything I'm gonna talk about today. So if y'all see me looking down, y'all know I got a whole gem's worth of notes for you. So it's an extension of OpenAI. They have a record over 1 million users in just 5 days, bro. That's a record. That's more than Netflix had, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram when they first launched. More than anything, exactly. And some people say it's bringing competition to Google, but I personally don't think it's actually to bring competition to Google, and I'll explain why in a second. But you can search something in ChatGPT and get full breakdowns. And it comes from the same builders that built OpenAI, okay, because it's an extension of OpenAI. So did you know that OpenAI, Elon Musk was one of their founders, by the way, and then he parted ways with OpenAI, yeah. So you know this is a crazy technology in the first place if Elon was behind it, at least initially. So there's some things you could type in a ChatGPT, like you could literally tell them, provide a shopping list for someone trying to lose weight with no carbs. And they will, I'm telling you, the AI will literally come up with a whole shopping list for you. Get 3 eggs, 2 pounds of butter. Like it's insane, son. And they will really have a whole no carb diet for you. You can have it generate poems. It can come up with recipes. Like the AI is insane and it's continuously getting better and better. They're just having a little bit of problem with foot traffic where they have to be able to take all the users at the same time. But that's obviously going to get better over time. Yeah, bro, they got to be able to sustain it. It's in its beta stage right now. So let's talk companies. I need y'all to keep your eye on none other than Microsoft, bro. Microsoft has been involved in everything we talked about so far. I know Dusky loves Microsoft. Microsoft has invested $1 billion into OpenAI.
Ooh,
and remember, yes, bro, and here's something else you got to remember. They have Bing. Microsoft has Bing, bro. So if they integrate ChatGPT into Bing search engine, what do you think about to happen? Come on, that means that Bing search engine might be more in depth than Google search engine. It's because everybody's so impressed with ChatGPT. Like he said, it has a record amount of users in just 5 days. If that integrates with Bing, come on now. So the question now is, how do people want to search? Do you want one answer or do you want to sift through answers? Because Google is going to give you a whole bunch of answers. ChatGPT is going to give you one collective answer that they came up with their AI. And it's really in detail, yes, but it's kind of a matter of how do people want to search it. So that's why I say, will it bring competition on Google or will it just coexist? Because they kind of give you two different benefits.
Yeah, I want to elaborate so much on that, but I know where timing is tough. All I'd say on that is competition with Google is going to be tough because they're first to market. And also Google, I would say, could also integrate ChatGPT technology, right? With all the money they have, potentially. I would just say, I would think. But that's just my piece.
It's kind of a front runner. Remember, Microsoft has the OpenAI investment. That's an OpenAI product. So
right. I'm saying that they could probably put money in and start investing in it as well. Like if they wanted to create that type of technology, that's the thing with these companies. They have that cash. So, but that's just something to think about when y'all are obviously going through like just how that popped in my head. I hope that pops in your head too. Or is that good with the other one, bro?
Yeah, bro.
All right. So ChatGPT. The next one is, once again, I think I got all the boring ones. I'm not gonna lie. Lithium, right? So when you think about it, obviously we know it's a battery, right? Actually, if you guys didn't know that, it's a type of battery. And obviously this, I hope you guys know, is we are trying to go towards renewable energy, right? So a lot of things have to be recycled. And that's what Tesla is really working on, like recycled batteries so they could use it once again for their EVs. Lithium plays a huge part in that, right? So they're figuring out a way that they can recycle it and make it more efficient. Now, why is lithium so powerful? Because they power almost every smartphone, laptop, and tablet sold across the world today. So if you get involved within this industry, what happens, right? And I already kind of spoiled it for you guys. I was trying to keep that a secret, but their role is even likely to be proved to be more important within EVs. Yes, it's an emerging market, but y'all, it's not like, I think when people think EVs, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I think most people think of like cars, but that's not only it. Like trucks, bikes, buses, there's a lot of stuff that comes along with this. And if you read it, and we're going to send you this drink, this link, I don't know why I said drink, this link is all going to come with lithium, right? Lithium is going to power this whole thing. So that's why even that industry is very, very attractive. And I would look no other than Tesla, right? Because it's kind of related to lithium, right? NVIDIA also uses lithium as a part of what they use to make their chips. Well, they don't use it, they design it, but the manufacturers use it. So it's all a part of it. It goes hand in hand. So this is very, very big when you think of battery and recycle batteries and renewable energy. So that's an industry you want to check out as well. So I'll cut that spiel off.
Yeah, bro. But it leads right into what I would talk about next, which is silver. What day and age is this when you talking about silver?
1766.
Gotta be right, but I'm silver's about to go on a run. And just so you know, the ETF you could look into for silver is called SLV. It's the iShares Silver Trust. All right, but here's the reasons why I'm big on silver going forward, y'all. It is a store of value. It's a hedge against inflation. When the Fed pivots, silver will be a great hedge against inflation, right? Because the Fed is going to pivot soon and cut interest rates. And then when things get overinflated again, you have a hedge against inflation with silver. All right. Silver is powering the green revolution. Remember, solar panels, roughly, I'm a little bit sick. Solar panels and EVs require silver. Newski just put you on to how the future is all about EVs, right? And so, we talked about lithium, etc., but silver is also used in that whole production process. So it's also the best natural conductor of electricity and heat. Silver demand, there's a huge demand for solar panels, and EVs will increase So solar panels and EVs will increase over the next decade as far as the demand, which means that you're going to need more silver. You also need silver to build charging stations for these EVs. The solar demand is expected to grow 30+% each year, which means you need more silver. You need silver in electronics, batteries, lithium batteries, right? You need silver in semiconductors. You need silver in the infrastructure for 5G and 6G. Think we named all these industries, and you need silver to develop all these products. And there's a huge supply and demand imbalance. Silver demand is growing at 16%, but the supply is only growing at 2%. If your demand is going at 16, your supply is going at 2. What does that mean? Your prices are going to get super overinflated, right? You're going to eventually, it's going to be a whole boom. The last thing I'll say is that the US dollar will continue to weaken as the economy shifts, right? So when that happens, what happens is commodities kind of go ballistic when that happens, and silver is a commodity. So even just if we're talking about the natural shift, as the US dollar weakens, commodities will boom, silver is a commodity. So that's kind of a no-brainer. And you see the chart of silver is doing pretty dang well, if you ask me.
That point you just make is what I was going to hit on, right? So while you were talking about that, hopefully y'all were paying attention, and also paying attention to the screen, because I actually did a couple of cool things. Like if you look, iShares, BlackRock, right? I hope you guys know that part. BlackRock is the one who runs iShares ETFs. So they show silver, the one that Rel just pointed out, on a 5-year chart is gone up 42%. People think silver lags behind gold all the time, right? Look at their market cap. It's 8.64 billion, right? For this ETF. You look at gold, it's actually gone up 41%, and their market cap is 2.7 billion. So that should just let you know, if you look at the future and we're saying everything involves silver, can it go higher? Yes, considering everything is involved, right? And then if you compare it, it actually beats gold by 1%. You wouldn't think it's anything of a big deal, but just shows you it's not lacking behind gold. And I just want to kill that perception right off the bat. And they're both iShares. I'm making it very clear. This is iShares Gold Trust, and this one is iShares Solar Trust. So there's no difference here. It's all in front of y'all faces.
So glad you pointed it out. And yo, it's just getting started. Don't feel like you're late to the party. It is just getting started, y'all. So look into it.
Absolutely. This is where I love this stuff. Like personally, I'm a huge data guy. And that's why I love Microsoft, right? But data is my next thing, right? So I know people think that tech is like over this year, blah, blah, blah. We all understand it's the future. Cool. But the type of tech is very important, which is why data is even more important, because everything is data. So if I show you this chart right now, from 2015 to 2022, this is the revenue from big data and the business analytics worldwide, right? 2015 to 2022. It's only going up, right? It's only gone up. But that just shows you how relevant data is. Everything is data, bro. Like this right now, if you just saw on my screen, it's asking me my location. That's data, right? Google Analytics, data. Microsoft, data. Apple, like, it takes your fingerprints, takes everything, data, right? It's all data being collected. And that's why any company that's involved with cloud, and I love software as a service, like SaaS, like that's that thing right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be appropriate with language, but like fill in the blanks. It's really that. And that's why data is so important. If you guys still aren't catching on, this is the projections, right? So worldwide forecast for big data market revenue for 2027. Once again, yo, this is in billions, by the way, not like 103. No, billions. Like it just continues to go up and up and up and up and up. So think about it, right? Snow, which is Snowflake, right? Snow is their ticker. They are huge in terms of data, but they're struggling right now because they're a new company. Obviously, it's IPO'd, et cetera, et cetera. But that's a company you should look into because the cloud is something that's really big, right? Data storage, AWS takes over. I don't want to plug Microsoft again, but Microsoft Azure is a huge platform right now that they're trying to invest a lot of money into. We just talked about Chat GPT. If you think about it, where do you think they're getting all this information from? They're collecting data and they're spitting it out by doing all the algorithm work. So, I mean, it's kind of explanatory at this point that you need data, and the best companies to involve yourself with is going to be data related. So that's why I was saying, and I'm just showing this link. I won't go over it, but just think about it, right? Just please listen to this very carefully. Amazon AWS is built in such a way that almost 1/3 of the entire technology market today touches or is somewhat connected to AWS. 1/3.
That's insane.
And similarly with Microsoft Office, like once again, that's my baby right there. Oh my God, I love you so much. It's like difficult to even interact with the products according to what this is saying. But Microsoft Office, you're in corporate America, you use Microsoft. End of the day, right? Snowflake is actually trying to deal with everything, and they have a huge advantage because of how they deal with data, right? They're improving in that facet. So that's why I'll drop this link by Seeking Alpha. Definitely check it out. Not taking any credit for it whatsoever. It's on theirs. It's all about them. But I will say, though, data is going to be huge. So the more you get involved with it, the better.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's a perfect lead into kind of what I'm getting into next, which is quantum computing. And quantum computing is an extremely complex topic. So just so you know, it's an area of computer science that uses the principles of quantum theory. And quantum theory just explains the behavior of energy and material on the atomic and subatomic levels. Ultimately, just understand that it's being, what it has done is it's severely sped up calculations that may otherwise take an extremely long period of time. So all you have to know when it comes to quantum computing is that calculations that used to take a long time are taking a little bit of time. So we're now computing things a lot faster. All right. So this has attracted attention from Google, Microsoft, IBM, Lockheed Martin, and so much more. This can benefit.
Wow, you said Lockheed Martin?
Yes, sir.
That's a security. Wow. Oh my God. I see what's going on here. That's kind of interesting.
Bro, we're not even, there's so much watch. This can benefit finance, security, military affairs, drug design, aerospace, AI, machine learning, digital manufacturing, everything, right? It can also help keep water clean with chemical sensors. So we talked about the FO ETF, PHO. When quantum computing combines into the water industry, it's going to accelerate those companies, all right? IBM partnered with ExxonMobil to work on a network that could lead to innovations in predictive climate models. So IBM is partnering with ExxonMobil, two companies that are going to benefit of quantum computing. Google's quantum AI system has partnered with NASA to compute in seconds, but it would take even the most advanced supercomputers thousands of years. It used to take thousands of years for these calculations. It's taking seconds now from Google's quantum AI. This is called quantum supremacy. This is going to help fuel colonizations on Mars, the moon, and beyond. And Google's involved with that. IBM and Google are the top two in quantum computing, but don't ever sleep on Microsoft. Microsoft is providing quantum algorithms as well, with Azure Quantum Solutions. All right, so Microsoft is helping with MRI scans, cancer solutions, as well as energy solutions. That's what Microsoft with healthcare.
I know this is your thing. Just remember, Microsoft partnered with CVS before to get data for them. So just saying, like, if I'm connecting pieces here, datafication, they're collecting data to see who gets more sick, what kind of diseases they have, what pills they really need to fix everything. They're going to use that data to put into quantum with that technology to figure out how it can solve cancer. I'm not doing a business plan. I'm just letting y'all know how people think.
I'm just saying it's all connected.
Mic drop. Clearly, mic drop.
For real. And healthcare is the biggest industry. So integrating into healthcare when it comes to the quantum computing, allowing them to get their way in is genius. Amazon is also involved. Amazon Bracket is a quantum computing service as well. NVIDIA. I just want you to pay attention, bro. All three of these episodes, this is the grand finale. We've mentioned the same companies over and over because they're involved in everything in the future. Don't stray away. NVIDIA is providing the processing power for quantum computing that can develop quantum accelerated AI. Quantum accelerated AI, bro.
It's just wild because like, I think everyone tries to figure out like the next big thing. Yes, the next big thing for sure, but like don't shy away from technology that's already big that has enough cash to build on their technology they already have and buy technology too. Because if you can rock with a great company for quite some time, it only gets better.
Exactly. And just like I said, bro, Nvidia, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, Google, quantum computing companies right there. Look into them.
IBM's making a great comeback, by the way. IBM's making a great comeback. I'm not trying to say no inside information. So if you know who you are, if you're watching, I'm not dropping nothing. All I'm saying is IBM's making a great comeback. I'm not going to say nothing else. All right. So I always struggle to pronounce the word genomics, right? I think I said it right. Okay. So this is the most interesting one, in my opinion, because this is freaky. Like, this is, like, I have a bunch of links for you guys, but it's very, very freaky stuff that's going on with genomics. So I just clicked on all those because I want to make sure whatever I click, I show you guys. That's why I clicked on them, right? But let's take it step by step. So genomics, right? Simply put, is a study of an organism's genome. It's genetic material and how that information is applied. Bro, think about this, right? It just gets really weird, and I don't even want to go too deep into it because I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But if you think about what are genes, it says some sections of our DNA are called genes. Humans have around 20,000 coding genes, which contain the information to build protein, right? Essentially, we're building and repairing our bodies. Just keep that in mind. Building and repairing our bodies. Now, genomics is studying this material, literally, right? It's studying what genes are and how it's building our body, okay? So, go ahead.
No, I said, got you. Like, I'm listening.
Yeah, so when you think about it, bro, this is where it gets very creepy, right? So when you compare genetics to genomics, this chart kind of breaks down how this works, right? Genomics includes both genes, like the coding, and the non-coding DNA. So this is what I want you to imagine, right? It says a sample is taken, such as blood of someone, right? And DNA is extracted and assessed, right? After that, it says the DNA is then placed in a next generation sequencer, which reads the DNA letter by letter. They're using all of this to know how the DNA works, what it looks like, what diseases are there, and they could essentially, using this, figure out, oh, snap, like this person has something wrong with their blood and their DNA and like the way their genes are built, and this is why it is. That's a problem, they could solve it. And that's why it gets super interesting, because early diagnosis of a disease can significantly increase the chance of a successful treatment, right? And that's exactly what genomics does. It can detect a disease long before symptoms present themselves. And I believe we just mentioned Microsoft, but think about this. Many diseases, including cancers, are caused by alterations in our genes. Now, what did I just tell you guys genomics is, right? Bro, we've been trying to find a cure for cancer and like figure out how this works. This is how we can literally figure this out. And I even saw one thing, which is crazy, that when you're looking at DNA and genes, if you want to make someone have blue eyes and blonde hair and be this skin color and look this tall and ever, it's studying their DNA and the way their genes are and genetics are. Bruh, that's coming. And that's scary.
That's insane.
Right? And disease is just one whole thing. And we already talked about healthcare being the number one sector. So I won't go too into detail because I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. But genomics is something you should definitely look into and how powerful it could be. So that's all I'll say on that topic.
That's amazing. And you can hear me properly, right, bro?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so, all right, cool. Now, genomics is cool as heck, though. I'm going to look into that some more, bro. But AR and VR. So VR is a computer-generated environment with scenes and objects that appear to be real. Okay, and this could be perceived through a VR headset or helmet. A lot of us might have seen viral videos people using their VR headsets. But the difference between VR and AR is that AR is when you're in your real world.
This is why that's literally you saying something. My phone is picking up.
That's insane.
Like I can't even make this up.
Bro, they own us. But yeah, bro, like AR comes from where in the real world objects are placed there, kind of like you might remember, like I think it was called Pokemon Go, where like
I was just about to say Pokemon Go. Yep.
Yeah, in your real world you see like virtual objects as you walk around. So that's just the difference between VR and AR. And mixed reality is hybrid Oh, by the way, AR is used with like glasses a lot of times. But anyways, mixed reality is hybrid where you have virtual objects in the real world and you build an experience where physical and digital are indistinguishable. So it's kind of like you almost don't even know what reality is. That's when it's mixed reality, which is
Literally, kind of like this. If you guys could see it on the screen, that's a representation of like how AR kind of looks.
that's a fact. That's a fact, and it's real trippy to be honest. So VR is useful for medicine, social media, gaming, education, architecture, and so much more. Now let's talk companies, right? Because that's what we're here for, to learn how to invest in these technologies. Well, NVIDIA's extended reality, XR, is expected to be used in a variety of industries. Amazon's Sumerian platform is transitioning to Amazon Amplify, which will have services like a virtual try-on service, which allows shoppers to see virtual shoe wear on their feet using a mobile app. So this is how Amazon can implement that, and as they're actually currently implementing it. Microsoft has the HoloLens. They collaborated with Volkswagen to be used in moving vehicles. So this can help train drivers handle challenging. This can help to train drivers handle challenging road conditions or create experiences for autonomous vehicles. Microsoft involved in the car industry with that. Crazy. Meta's VR AR headsets will allow you to track facial expressions. So I know I've seen Mark Zuckerberg talk about that, where like it can match facial expressions and whether you're smiling. It's kind of crazy.
They're already experimenting on that, by the way.
Yeah. And even like sensory too. You can like feel things in the metaverse, which is insane. Google has AR innovations coming, but Apple has the most anticipated AR/VR headset by far. Everybody's waiting on Apple's. But just understand that AR and VR provides training in safe and affordable manners. It develops soft skills for companies. Walmart trains their employees with simulations using AR and VR. It can get your employees ready for emergencies. Police can use this to lessen police brutality if they train them in virtual environments instead of having it. It's such a way that you can continue to train all your employees, and no matter what your industry is. It enhances learning materials, and you can even train pilots as far as airplanes and get them into real life situations without having to spend a crazy amount of cost. And it's just so much more scalable. So it's going to peek its way into every single industry. But we told you the ones that are really heavily into it: Microsoft, Meta, Google, Apple, and NVIDIA, and Amazon. The same companies we always talk about. Right?
I would add Accenture as well. And the reason why I'm adding them is because, guys, like, this is the thing, right? Accenture is a huge consulting firm. I'll actually pull up their ticker. One sec. And so when you guys think about it, a lot of times, and I know people might not understand this sometimes. So like, well, it just popped up. So a lot of times people don't understand this, right? But like, just think about it. So last second note, but essentially what it is when big companies have datafication, quantum, everything we just talked about, like literally AI, VR, whatever it is, right? They don't know what's going on. They hire professionals to help them build that technology, to help professionals to come in and assess that technology and how it works and how it could really be super important. So that's what happened with blockchain in 2017, when a lot of companies didn't know what it was. These consulting firms were being hired because they hire the best people to learn what this is, and then those people go and help those industries, right? So Accenture, being a consulting firm, if you look at their 5-year chart, it's really good, right? It's right here in front of you. It's really, really good. And these companies, once again, no insider information. I promise y'all, it's not insider information. I'm not saying nothing crazy. Just put it on record. If you just look it up, I don't know, talk to people, you'll start seeing things. They literally have robots walking around their offices right now, right? So they're already getting into this information. And if you think about it, it's pretty dope, because the more technology advances, the more these companies will actually get paid to then hire these professionals from these consulting firms. That's how Accenture makes money. Just putting it out there. So yeah, that's why this episode is dope as hell. We covered a lot of material. And if you like it, please let us know by liking the actual video.
Yes, bro, because I hope y'all realize, like, all 3 episodes we've been over so much technology. A repeating aspect is AI. AI is in every industry, even real estate. We were talking to our boy the other day, talking about how they have AI handling real estate deals now, which is crazy. Everything is automated like that. So people, go back and watch all 3 episodes over and over and make your choices. Microsoft found its way to be in pretty much everything we've talked about in all 3 episodes. I'm really big on Microsoft. I will say that myself, and I know
Say that again.
We used to debate Microsoft versus Apple, but the more I do my research, I'm starting to lean to Microsoft for the upcoming 10 years. So I don't know, bro.
I'm just saying.
NVIDIA's heavy.
I'm just saying, listen, Bay is Bay forever. But all right, that kind of wraps up the episode, y'all. Hopefully you guys liked it, man. Like always, we put a lot of time and effort into doing a lot of this research and sharing these links with you guys. So we appreciate if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Plus that little notification bell because we drop
2 videos a week.
And you don't want to miss them, all right? But we got a fire episode coming for you on Wednesday. Definitely check that out. And make sure you check out all the episodes we drop on this topic. But we'll catch you on Wednesday. Until then, peace.
Peace.
Soundstripe.